Tesla shares are down today after its first ever reported drop in annual deliveries. But the company's key value heading into 2025 could really be in its Robotaxi technology. Deirdre Bosa has more on what to expect in today's Tech Check, D. And right on cue, all the bullish analysts like Dan Ives are saying that's why you have the stock. And that's what Elon Musk has said before himself.
It's all about robotaxis, right? And so that sets up Tesla versus Uber, robotaxis versus rideshare as one of the most interesting or compelling battles of 2025. Take a look at how Tesla and Uber shares have performed since Tesla's October 10th robotaxi event. As Tesla shares surged on excitement over its robotaxi plans, Uber moved in the opposite direction, reflecting an inverse relationship as investors weighed the impact of Tesla's innovations on Uber's business model. Now, Uber bulls, they argue that displacement fears are overblown. Its entrenched network makes it an attractive partner for robotaxis, offering fleet management or a combination of human and robot drivers that will boost reliability. But that position, it's really been undermined in recent months by Alphabet subsidiary Waymo, the current dominant player in robotaxis. Now, at first, Waymo did offer some hope, partnering with Uber for its driverless fleets in Atlanta and Austin. But then, as Waymo expanded its network, it left Uber behind, partnering with a fleet management startup in Miami, a local taxi company in Tokyo. Meanwhile, Tesla's robotaxi vision doesn't rely on any partners. An Airbnb on wheels is how Musk has described it. And while Musk has indeed long overpromised and underdelivered on this front, there has been significant progress on FSD technology, which will underpin those robotaxis. There was a chart from Altimeter Capital showing a 1,000-fold improvement in FSD's disengagement ratio last year. That went from version 12.1 to the current 13. Also, guys, I thought this was extremely interesting. Travis Kalanick himself, who we really haven't heard from, he's the former CEO and co-founder of Uber. He weighed in at a conference in Saudi Arabia a few weeks ago. He was asked what he would have done had he remained CEO of the company, of Uber. Take a listen.
Oh, man. We could take the whole hour on this one. I'll keep that one short. I mean, of course, we're doing the autonomy thing. I'll put that aside. I think Elon's going to take care of that at this point.
Basically admitting defeat there. Now, Kalanick also said that before he left Uber, they had one of the preeminent AI labs. But of course, when Dara Khosrowshahi took over as CEO, he sold the self-driving unit in an effort to achieve the profitability that Wall Street was agitating for. And look, guys, there was benefit in that, too. Uber is now a $130 billion market cap company. It was added to the S&P 500. It doubled down on food delivery at just the right time. Looking ahead, though, and this is what matters, there are signs that that momentum has stalled. The stock didn't do much last year. And what Kalanick once called the existential threat from robotaxis, that will continue to weigh into 2025, making it one of the biggest battleground names of the upcoming year.
I don't know. I can remember Travis promising me, maybe it's 2018, he was promising me fully autonomous vehicles on the streets of Manhattan in a few years. So, you know, we'll see.
Well, yes, that promise of self-driving cars has been so long unfulfilled, I would argue, until last year. David, I don't know if you got a chance to ride the Waymo robotaxis here in San Francisco or in LA. They're coming to Miami. It's changed the game.
I did want to ask you, Deirdre, you know, the advances made, and I know Brad Gerstner, you cited him from Altimeter, has been all over this. He's obviously owns the stock as well. You know, how significant are they in terms of the system that Tesla's using in generative AI and what that's meant for the improvements they've been able to make from one model to the next in terms of full self-driving?
Right, David, I heard you talking about this earlier as well. You were exactly right. They're developing it in a very different way, using more generative AI than, say, Waymo is, which is using a system of sensors and LiDARs. LiDARs is something that Tesla doesn't use. It's hard to tell, right, because you have, like, Tesla superfans who say that it's even better than what Waymo's doing right now, but we haven't actually seen that in practice. And Tesla cars still need someone at the wheel, a safety driver, or whatever you want to call it, someone at the wheel. Waymos don't require anyone at the wheel, and there's a fleet of about 10,000 of them right now, delivering over 150,000 trips per week. That is where, you know, I really see the significance and see it scaling. Small for now, but you can see that threat becoming a reality. The one that was so far away or so overpromised for so many years, it was here last year. It's going to be here going into 2025.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the run-up in Alphabet stock toward the end of last year.
It could. Probably the generative AI stuff, but it's all part of it.
And quantum.